obi no mo
enti ka bia nko nwa privilege hu eno a e bia nka ode no be ye kakra enti na me pese hu se bia se wo hu takwade no a aha but quite apart from eno no it is the bitter truth and okra no waka no we are lacking behind when it comes to facility say infrastructure no for your sports no ya ka chiri ya boss ne kasem no ka semi na me yam shebe kakra o se kotoko niska o kotoko is book say say ode friend say ope player ne bianca player power obenya pass bia player bia say with the quality player say obama kotoko no kotoko cannot afford it and also is the bitter truth because no crepa ne say if kotoko want to compete our market now na say kotoko si ni outbreak or so was test transfer market no players at all the today's kotoko omuntimi nto and also the bitter truth and no create trodo chinie bia nyo because say kotoko so beto ebia obefa kakra be figa na ebia ti so kwa abonten ekofa akese ni bi de TP Mazembe no nes one makeka ka no etuto to bi no kotoko cannot pay that much even when we are there or hakra kakra na yemfa say a league mu kra no yes season we dey obi ya there pa no omo no teams na e fa ondo makọ kotoko na compete with those teams no kra let alone all form dey ni bi abonten dey aba enti it is also the bitter truth that kotoko today cannot compete with ne peers when it comes to say the transfer marketing say be yes ya come say here hence the reason why a lot of justify is still ongoing fencing kotoko camp and I no pay say utie the voice na your boy no a na o kasa still on be place ni bia film and still omo hear some the place in babe kan enti ono a eya okai o saka 3 weeks na league na start but kotoko is not yet done with setting up the team. Matter story be ne I think this player captain maybe who ni more captain okay Pius Bafo Pius so we central defender well the assembly esi kotoko kam Pius Bafo the assembly si nyese wo ba the assembly osi minimum me ka some was minimum me ka some chira Pius
maybe
minimum Pius minimum say na Pius working face
so obusai
no like personally do you know
as a person no
because so only as a person na minimum story about there but say late kotoko anga kono kacha anga unjindi
as anything I don't want to more kotoko
I don't want
to which kotoko not kotoko
onya kwa lao only Pius like
now na me story no kan ye o so say ko bi ka se ka bi nyin Pius Pius is 31 Pius was offered to kotoko ama okokotoko campo e wa kra recently asma kotoko nkaya asma na me kan ana menzo say 31 de wanyini
na wana ne boy
minimum ni pod le call ba woni say obeka won say last week about menzo voice was say wanya a lot of videos in players in the bebre now listen to the story Isaac sebe on one ne be on one more Pius Fiko kotoko camp because kotoko menzo si wanyim e no koye currently as we are talking Pius is with Heart of Lions last 2 days Heart of Lions ni ho I think whole United say team bisa abo match think akohe ball ni do hwe o say omo fa Pius at all cost at all cost by all means sir and then and kotoko penyini be anything a Pius manager has been on phone for 3 hours. But Pius has just signed 2 years contract with Heart of Lions or about 1 match per Heart of Lions. Omo try krama bibi ensi no moment 2 years contract. I like Tinkler being honest and truthful. or say they have to be smart because Muniska. This one has beaten them.
Also Muniska, also Musika, some Nisro.
That's how Muniska. No.
David, and this what is that? And just on
Muniska. Their peers are richer than them.
But for my man call a Ghost Stars camp. Was a league name Chenesha. Now, it is a Ghost Stars for mobile recruitment. Be one where story and so be I will say and I will be a do house, no be a do one. As he said, the Ghost Stars for Dimri Cabin, Shani Mono, and Nimri Kaketwa. Yenny see you at the ma a Ghost Stars, who are Cosiedu and Edin Como. Obani Yamwajo the bar highway sports or 100.7 and your TV. Hello. 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 See you.
Hello.
See you. Good evening. Bibia boko there.
Boko de mi na mo so.
Oh, nyame adum bibia boko. Teni ete won ka che.
Kale up and down no say ejuma na bibisi na ye wa na obia wa e prepare ade mo ti en ka mo so.
Okay, my ente won kana ayi siasia so ote won ka che. Na say what
man am what say.
Unia bafo aso eda so wa ha o bubom.
Oh, Charlie, my people, after Congress, I'll pass through the cities. It's a promise.
Yati, ever every year, while the Ben Mayor, the ATN said, baby, any Ghost Stars. Player has supporters. Crasy, or more fun on Chesapeake, ready. As you Ghost Stars, Matthias, a chair for player, no former player, the mass and to go to Kwame Poku, but you are saying no crib in the room.
Maybe that's it. Okay, that the fact of the matter is that you need a player no Edin Como, and me personally, me and me that discussion with him and then the other agents, and we are looking forward to say maybe now the next step, Amaya move, but at the moment, between on one personal issues, me the Martina say, and I feel that all things being equal, to me, an arrangement here, now it means finalize it will be a good addition for us. But I don't know so much about the other interests, though. But whatever he has said, I feel I'm ready to make it to him. It's in Michelle. But I don't think I signed any contract as I speak now.
Okay. Based on negotiation, baby, am I any baby, I'm not doing. Say, oh, money percentage, I'm a man, bear say, what do bear say?
I can tell you that, boy, no interest, or especially in I'm making a commitment that we are ready. So it depends on how the player himself will or if they're on any agents and finalize one or two, so that they can come forth, then we will see the deal. But means his interest, if we are ready to, I'm not telling the interest now is personal. We are ready to fulfill it.
Okay. There's a material okay. There's a efa enkoma yedina no ne dia afanu mienu ntiase ayadwuma na akasa modebe to paper so na afanu mienu nyina assign kwampoku assign ne dia na Ghost Stars assign ne dia.
I think on your good journalism, that is the right thing to say.
Okay. The man I'm over any say sign and betimi abaso from Koma Modino.
What was the striker? What was this year? One said that Ghost Stars yanka about chasing players. The fact of the matter is that Oshe Ghost Stars last 2 years. Tamana Fimpomanso Ewono. And even in our other team a project we had about some 12 players. Every last season, Osha, those were the players that were playing and were playing good for us. For Coach Marcus Smith, Osha Foster, Ajite, Razak Sanoni, all the other lives. And my good projections there, this is, you know, play away about we not do again because we share in both stages about first year. We did some good sign. Only over the second year, we brought on Banahini, McCarthy, a lot of names. I think that they did so well for us. But the last 2 seasons, the year J League, you know, and then the last year end, you know, even you are aware, you go Africa, you can say, and I'm a catch them there. We are considering, say, Africa, any league in Africa, anything that you pay a squad that then mine life to the end of the season. And you know, so I put it now a farmer, you know, am I a very good boss? Into this season, in maintaining 24 old players, 24. And normally now, I average age, and some of the youth, America say, they don't free last 2 years, they don't have a cut team last year, second round, no. Our boy, I might be the second. So, share any one. Now we needed some about 4 inclusions because this year the Gold Stars we are going for 28 players, and 24 no, we already have 3. Now you the one space at 2 for somebody like Kwame Poku, Albert Amwa, because our reference is on the time and now I bet negotiated. Even Johnny, you know, I can say majority didn't even understood that. But Abed came halfway and he was the top scorer. So we feel that in any day, any time, no, with already a limited, and as I said, some youth squad, you know, you need some big boy to be the upfront. And going to be to me, so we are still chasing him. I feel that the promise he gave me was maybe close of today, we still engage ourselves. Maybe from tomorrow, if all things believe because we can see the deal. But maybe if there are other key interest. But trust me, I'm so much interested in him, and whoever will come, I'll match him. Yes.
Hey, anyway, near break.
I'm making reference to the time I need somebody like him, like someone Abednego, Eba Gustas. You know, he came, now we said that we need somebody to stay up front for us. And we share Mark, Petros, the discussion, you know, though, it was Adumako, former striker, Kotoko, Carella, in Campa, he's doing so well. Even though a game against Vipers, he scored. But we still need another name to be part of the team. On the Gold Stars, you know, starting a Kyle, every time, every season, you can point off a household name with that team. Like Atengamo, Adie Bakati, Banahini, so we still need him.
Okay. Zero, my baby, I'm so time into Yanchahu. Looking at Tima, prepared so far compared to last season, Tima, what do we are top for Nimono? Will you say, sir, the current team are more rather 2026-2027 season, no? Better than last season, dear, no? Say, a more target is winning league this season.
Saka, the last 3 years, Gold Stars, maybe the last 4 years, wasn't convincing maybe the media space about our consistency in the league. But trust me, the last 2 seasons, maybe yourself, you can't say, let's say, maybe a top 4, you're not going to left us out. Me, my culture say, I've been a student of the game in the Premiership for now. Movement of players, you know, Ghanaian clubs. You can see a particular player, and then then we say or experience. But that's not the case. The Ghana Premier League, you know, any players who are angry for success, to be a per se, or achieve something for himself. But my reference to last season, the team that ended the league, I can tell you, apart from losing out to Atakumi and Kevin, that central button, all the first 18, maybe the first 20, 2 penalty film. So all the first 18 are available. So it tells you that we are coming with a consistent team. And if Obole Gnase would team no a consistent team, I should say that they are able to give you a better results. Because you know, one thing I understand in the Ghana Premier League is for a player to adapt to a club, especially as a new player, and adding. Typically, they say maybe a new player joining Kotoko as a folk, Gold Stars, Mediama, Adriana, clubs are making history for themselves in the league. New player behind joining, sometimes lucky they don't start well. And then some of the problems are clubs in the faces. But to be our ball a season 1 or 2, you see that the person starts with confidence. And I feel that this year we are ready because meaning can play half chances. The in cases that you make it last season, at the point in time, coming out of Africa, looking at the stories, the history, the problems, it coming together to compete and fight the street for media man. It's so things that we still have to do something better for ourselves. But don't be surprised if Coasters get maybe the first 12 points from the first 5 matches. Don't be surprised.
My first 5 matches, we have how many points?
12 points. Don't be surprised.
There's a Modo lose 3.
If you don't lose, you must get some points over there. One be not supported. Because now, if you want to win the league, the first round, you must avoid losing matches. At least, away, 1 yard there, and it should be a point. Because, the typical Ghanaian football, and winning at away, is very difficult. Those days now has to put Nikotoko. And it's parody all the big stars because we know immunity as the first, the player be baby. If we change the force, Nikoma Kotoko or Nikoma has to fool. That is why they were ruling the Ghanaian league. But now, the talent, has spread across all the clubs. It make it difficult for our bigger boys, But look, I'm talking about consistency. The history about the clubs now. Last year, look at the media team. The team that won the league for the last season, they were consistent because they have put together for a season 2 or 3. For Jomo Salem Monia there. So if a team is parading more than maybe 12 players in a season, look, risky. Okay. So I'm basing my communication on saying the team, and one of my neighbor league, there doesn't really changes. And they give me some record last season. So I should be confident about them.
Okay. Zero, you better say, said was here, share boss after Congress, ultra mabe fahano. Into Congress in Commodie, you better so, Namia do not move you quada. And you say they have a fan near the Congress won't come. Yeah, that's a part for your time. Ebehuanim so.
Say another mayor, no, if you want to want to know about me, I can't want to know.
Yes, that's a pa. See you at the baby any Ghost Stars, because you do, and now you know it didn't come. But for the former now, Minkuniam says it will be. All the piles wine.
Piles baffle.
I'm out for so much so. I'm out for the messages about almost all patch. Almost almost so. Patcho.
No, my head and Mecano. Almost see my head.
Almost say piles, you almost so. Messages were who Yamana make. Me say, me media, me say media practitioner. Okay. Must last season booking visa. Debbie, me castle last season. Last season, no boy. No, Oko Swatini, yeah. Swatini. Say, on Swaziland. Okay. But Waba.
They have no cry.
And with the story, I mean, media channel pa.
Follow me.
With the details of it.
Okay. My member from say
Poku any Ghost Stars, no. Who say a story I'm Ghost Stars, may has na me Adriana. Me say Kwesi and Nakasa. Initially, no. Kwame figures no on the house, I agree, no. And one of the man. Ghost Stars.
Maybe no my figures no.
Okay.
Maybe no my figures. Mama ko siasia. Kabi be mo.
No, you clarify. Pious. When you that old say among for be can so you that
31 way 31.
And you know, 32 years.
32. Ghana 32.
Aye. But that type of defender now.
lanky, tall, lanky.
And say I'm go share Ghana player be Odin pa. Go share Oni Odin echi. Na me no nwan didin ko kan asem na make no. Onwan so onu amu no. Owo 45 years. Only the player na echi.
Player no go.
Then they do on the channel so the player.
Ono na the player na echi.
Player na epen.
Aye.
So go 50 or no.
Also 45 years.
You know, there's a part, you know, the debate, that's a conversation because according to Buffalo, Lions are signed, right?
But
and they were signed 2 years.
Was signed.
Was signed. They said
was signed. For what I'm told, we was signed.
And this is the player coach Cotron or here.
I coach now. Think another and I feel was think.
Because sometimes you need an experience.
We also in the link to come and check it.
Now, with the young guys, no. So maybe Omunya ko match in the face and come keep on, but whatever be the case, Pius Pius in his days, fantastic defender, a player that you can trust, and Mijini Dipa the Buffalo, whatever. Think and somehow walk like Buffalo said, about 95-98% of them somehow walk correct that a true. But I mean dwell so much on any man lacking, but maybe all the positive aspect of it. They okay. Yeah, sometimes it's good, but for say project, now you understand the project, you see and you accept it and want to give it a go. That is where I'm happy for. Now a lot will depend on a lot will depend on the Kotoko board, how supportive they will be. Because we only men zona. The long term project and Ombayama and Kotoko. Supporters must follow that. Now no make menzo kasa menzo kasa worker. Not all think like some worker. Ube timi di bia to be no say it's in line. But you thought that here. Yes, yajitum. Ana obi ajitum say the name Kotoko. Any be Kotoko wo. In terms of facilities ne enyemano enye emehu the name Kotoko no e was so do ana facilities e no e was from pa the two things are extremely apart. It will be about as a tinkler the all kind of beka and me free say if the board of Asante Kotoko say omo pese omo catch up there, then it will call for a huge investment. I think one as more kind about for the no work can say the budget is or a comparative analysis to that big teams no. I am more competing in Africa no, and it's clear. Kotoko budget cannot be compared to them. Maybe this year you will forgive them a lot of time. Pay the more because simple for crackers is over to preoccupy in Mojarba. So you cannot start now with the budget they compare the North African teams no. If I be enemy Japan says yeah can I button Tanzania mudin Cameroon mudin that's a Ghana and lucky behind that. That refuse and put for the bro papa. So what is so special happening with Tanzania? Azam no me we to me baba ya all of a sudden think as a top African coach airborne countries and free facility wise in Tanzania near about Tanzania na yet ya. So a cause for say all inclusion. I said the system no you're starting to realize animal. For how long you better near Casa and Ghana de and a facility yet you want to enjoy football but you do football. They be a case talent wise. Me who country me know Africa yeah case they are endowed with talent as a Ghana. We have it. But how to nurture them no? A couple just first and it wanna ya course near say na park you want to develop or nurture talent, you need proper facilities. And you know, I think like Canada, I think is it's in line. And as Asante Kotoko supporters will have to accept and understand it. Say, this is where they are. Kotoko no cannot continue maybe a labor behind those teams are not a year some time ago in 82 thereabout 82 83 na Kotoko pia direct NLL. Direct NLL. And the old team fan compare you can for the books near can agigi on you can but realistically the gap no also too much. And what too much from facility to performance, everything. So if you want to go there, you suffer a bit, or you suffer to get to the top. And you know, say take and yet that quick fix type now. Almost expect to say 3 points. You bomb match, you are the next now, you know. To say they will have to labor with them, suffer with them to get to that top.
Okay.
And you know, somewhere along the lines, and Nema and course of more penna. And I'm an American. See your who say the Kumsuna. Kusia and maybe Uncle Tumika and go Kupra. What I say? No, but then the support from the board said, I'm not board chairman. Will be prepared to help and support. You know, I think it will be paramount when it is that Umbezo more driver. League table, I think sometimes you comment if we are the back one, maybe they are making any league on how best start timetable, any all these things, the venues about so clubs need almost situation. But it is Doma, they've given them up to Wednesday, so when in a perimeter for floor. I'm almost giddy almost yet to be meeting that deadline on Wednesday. No. But it is young apostle when young apostle, you know, your mom say by Wednesday they will go back and check what I say and Emano a meeting standard now open up or meeting me. I so to me in a bell account, so to me. My new young one said Doma of all places, into me opportunity, see it my feature, maybe not on face game with my bono. So I'm for that. You know, support.
Okay.
But me free say, your mom go out no sometimes, baby, you know. See a ball league now so revenue be pay you quiet you 2 months. No, your mom call around now some question back one mean. I hope say this time around.
But that's it. Kabi Jack, right now say we Zumba.
No. Very interesting. So what's you think and say now? You see, knowing your problem. Wow. Emma unha be faswa obabo bra na wakoni now eye ade a yenya nim say and so I think like can no it's something that we've been saying it for the past years here in terms of the problems facing Asante Kotoko. Sikasem is nobody should hide it. Unse why not careful? You will not understand or misconstrue what he said about the Sikasem. Or the Sikasem no compare the other African countries. In Zambia, Ghana, you can be the Ogoro. But we Ogoro, as in Puna, no or share budget now or buy no. The board no they are to say this is the budget you are going to operate within no. Not to compare other countries now or mere giants now. To say our going to no Kuma say. That was the basis of the comparison now and I say about Sikasemna or Kano. And let's not also forget Makano was said that there's a infrastructure. And you know a lot of money will definitely go into infrastructure now more yellow. And it will affect budget for recruitment. That one is there. But even that infrastructure new it's kind of air carry still now we can't compare ourselves to those countries now overbody because Gabon abewa na esunyi pa na jibo Gabon enya na na kase you see Gabon e kase enya na akere that it has always been there but need to be no more time na think na mo bo no na Ghana na akutua enyu they were paying it's not like we're paying good salaries sanity. But not at the end of talent that we are able to what? Use our talent and match their resources. It's when say we don't know Paris money, chief money, work of Morocco and Ali mono. They have money. That time I go say the later Sunyani ni the Boko to Georgiata mo. E kunya ask Egypt no. No, oyasko like relatively. Onyanya. Relatively. Sometimes relatively. Etibonya. Man that.
But I be na kakra bi na na eburu so.
Bebre
Egypt Morocco.
ɛhɔ na mɛkyɛ sɛ saa time na gap wɔ between
na North Africans na
na gap wɔ ne South Africa so but na yɛ timi na mo bɔ na yɛ ni sika wɔ but na we able to play with them with our talent by no we cannot compete them with money and we can also compete them with talent you go no eti I like the fact that they've seen the problems na the moment they give more and say their ability or their willingness to also solve some of the problems with the board and me faru ko da cika krebi
moto na yi
me fawa kakra na honestly if you see the training pitches obo bones me da board no how they are improving. I'm sure say come to Kenya because no person on space for them to work on the pitches.
Yeah.
Jibo me see where them yamani and go hu here enye obi de go try na go hu here me share call them I wanted to go see something for myself yeah timi say me go
obi de go hu babo ama wa na do woni fiko
if you see the two pitches what that currently omo ya the pitches and so you love it and the other jobs that they are doing in terms of how they want to do sign money na
the think like can say board na promise no say aside two no improve no on be additional 2 pitches
at the account eti if you say nyama I think a complain offer no the board have accepted it say it's a problem that they are solving to get a good pitches and play on it
okay
eti I like that angle no who any free one na you see I don't quite say think like say say akwana interview no I think if you need to mapa un kwano of possible Ghana no Ghana who say obi yes I dey say on for Ghana nyehwe Oyerepa Saroti but you can't blame him too you see where the offer sa partner it goes beyond Satokotoko omo no South Africa no dey omo nim say Ghana dey about the ball ya pitches enya most of these countries you know say one country omo pitches zero Ghana they know it it's good that some clubs are trying to help themselves by improving their pitches and those things you know if I think like that Jibo if they are able to change the environment one of them that thing that he talk about indiscipline open one idea affecting Kotoko over the years indiscipline
okay
players come very good player he comes in enjoying bad influence now also more than it was saying
okay
it is good that at least all most of the things now can interview me now say oko share 1 or 2 or 3 of them there you could clearly say the technical team plus the board are taking some conscious efforts on between there improving
yeah say Al Hassan Kofi Zakito obed mamintiu
yeah solid interview now Tenkla on the deal here South Africa na
we also can now for no South Africa on na
no he's a top journalist
okay
top guy
na Oyerasta na
Debbie also more winter
okay
yeah so more weather na no new power South Africa at this point
okay
one you careful also me mu they think land go ba han we feel say we are no near there
yeah sure yeah was summer
in 70 bebre na I'm happy say this board no more branding you 2 years in 3 years bia na in fear tinting because we share baby bi maduru a for everybody what they were for each have a year or other teams no it paints a picture of senior yakechi even away from that so we share players no to kwa each year abe if you meet them now you discuss their salaries correct it tells you the financial strength of some of these countries your countries in Ghana sika so chomo the gap between our local currency and the dollar I know they change but they are even paying better if you use the dollar as the standard to measure the salaries. I don't know they make here. You might say South Africa for instance. Say Ghana is sika. Let's switch in South Africa sika. So who could a dollar? What's the sour Ghana equivalent ao benya no who was South Africa was say benya bibiri. That's it. But they are paying huge in terms of so converted dollar as compared to the ebe converted dollar. The me price and the dollar na ke kitu ebi as compared to on the because the dollar and on see no so on the currency no so, but they are spending huge if you convert it to dollars. Because the idea place no kono dollar no to converted dollar na san wa converted ya ba yen see no obe check na bebre. So financially we are not there. In terms of infrastructure we are not there. He admitted say talent is not a problem in this country. But they say you put talent no or see I have a problem because I'm not forced to say Ghana or talent. To put tisimuntem sako. Into top ones so wait me a share Colombia so we do ya the request you. Assume see about fanako. So even with the talent, if we are not careful, not financially and position who you are, you might even get to the stage talent in the crown. You have brands and you before our top clubs. Okay. And a typical example is Uti Kura, you dear no buy kama pa. Now man for a free bontails and no buy no, a honey you dear ye, Utia gra, or maybe Tony in our coat, and whole pass when you bindi. So one piece can go to my subit me apart. So the issue is big and the problem is massive. Okay. And it comes back to one thing, time and patience when it makes me fix it. Makasa, I would want to see the Kotoko PR unit actively coming back to the party. Me and I may share the kind of communication that also around Kotoko ahead of the Democracy Cup. I'm not happy because it looks like they are setting themselves up.
And they no moka.
Oh, na so be ye be share ne kwajigu asa akọ fast and fofra.
Na do be da be ka se munya abotre mai.
Now can engine okay. Omo to asosiai. 10
years mochina.
Me point is
Heart of Lions.
At this point in the table, no, so you can say a discussion of ye kwashe. I've been consistent with this issue because so what's your problems now think labels on that. Brain you can say I didn't call young. You must fix certain fundamental issues before eventually some fundamental issues, you know. And when the foundation is laid out, results will be automatic.
0322494771
Play free agent. Yes, man, $4,000 you cannot pay. Play free agent, man, $3,000 you cannot pay. And all that you are thinking about is, man, conquer Ghana 3 points. O conquer na okoye, abesa okoyaba. So fix the foundations first. Until win. And now got commercial house, Democracy Cup, and that should not be the conversation now.
Udi maybe I can finado was matwaso.
Good evening. We will make a mistake if we require.
We can tell the young committee on catch a young call.
I need to plan a minimum. I will be able to hear them say, say more boy, Juma. The best way. I pana is no, your best way. Kotoka Semba, Munabutre. The best way. And now, you don't say infrastructure, Minano. Wake up, but you can't beat me. Even Premier League boy, and beat me each player, or more top 5 for no, not as Kaka swap them, no, most of the project, but Nina, and I think Lance, your best friend, you won't say it's canon, so no, and said then Misro, because that's in Waba, into your trail, Scabby Bra, over back was a side, no more, they're not, maybe at the Bano, next time you're going to your money.
I say, and twas with him, maybe I got a finado as Matwaso. Low radio and now TV in the mammy. Would you maybe I got a finado was Matwaso? Okay, Frank Bubuash, Frank Yanko.
Hello?
Frank, who know TV now radio in mammy? Why?
Frank.
Ye too, Frank.
When we say your problem, you want to place you to transfer to this Niji world. Your problem, you want to have how many moves? And the place need to transfer. Yeah, the place be to transfer, but things work of our. If you be a coach or share place now, some of you move to transfer and I'm paying for me, and I decide is a place me some more the money.
Yate Frank Yadasi, a China, you question, I know a day, a moa, and Yadi Jumedian AC, Yamaya Admo China, Eda Fufro. Ebe se shia near the Agudi Munsem Abra News at 6. Okodia Bo at Nasi. Krobia at Nasi. na ho ne ka ho biem of atafrimpon okay omre okoja abo me de 200 Ghana cedis e kuja ayoma e o fomo pacho uwi akokoje